All right, so tell us a little bit about your farm, your goats, and all of the other things that you have here on your property.
You want to handle the goat part?
Okay, so we have a plethora of chickens, ducks, geese. We've got our 6 fainting goats and a miniature Jersey cow and 2 Anatolian shepherds. It all started with chickens, and I really wanted eggs and to watch chickens. And after a while, the foxes and coyotes moved in, and we were losing a lot of chickens. So I, we fenced. That didn't work. So our last resort was to get these Anatolian shepherds to watch over the chickens. They don't really bond with chickens. They bond with livestock. So that just gave me an excuse to get goats. So I got the goats for the dogs, and the dogs for the chickens, and the chickens for the eggs. So it's kind of a funny farm situation, but we enjoy it. I got Clarabelle. She's my mid-sized Jersey cow back in 2021 with high hopes of possibly milking her in the future, having her bred, and maybe getting a little baby cow. That's not happened yet. I was too ambitious, so she's just a big pet right now, and she hangs out with a field of rogue roosters. So pretty much it's just a place for animals that we enjoy. We do get eggs. We do garden a little bit over here. I grow beans and potatoes, tomatoes, squash, things like that.
Well, you know you left out the cats. You didn't
Oh
include
yeah,
the
we'd
cats in
have
there.
2
They'll probably be the
cats,
only
of
ones that
course,
watch this because they're inside all the time. But,
They live the lives we wish we did.
that's right.
Just
Yeah.
Just
sleep
house
whenever
cats.
we want.
And in addition to I guess what we call the domestic creatures, we've got wild creatures as well. And I'll try to hit the list. I know Jill had to supplement for me, but on this farm, and it's 80 acres, and it's about 7 miles from here to Hamburg, so it's a close proximity to civilization. We've personally seen fox, coyote, blue herons, creek otters, a couple of bald eagles we've seen. What else?
Turkey,
Yep,
possum,
turkey, deer.
raccoon, mink. We
Yeah.
have beaver, rarer birds like blue indigos and American bluebirds have started to come back recently.
Yeah, cardinals, the same.
Bobcat, there's bobcat in the area. Pretty much everything except bear, and you guys know from the news recently there's been bears spotted in Lexington, like on UK campus and over in some neighborhoods, you know, some more urban areas, so they're around.
Yeah. It's a little wildlife preserve.
Yeah, I love how it's like, oh, I want chicken eggs. Oh, I need all these other animals. Darn.
Yeah.
Oh, that was me. I need all these other animals. So.
All right, so can you tell us about your work outside of herding goats and about any other project outside of Headwater that you may be linked to?
Sure. So my day-to-day job is we own commercial real estate in Lexington. The majority of it's in an area called the Warehouse Block, which is near downtown. It's an adaptive reuse project, which is infill redevelopment. So it's fixing up old buildings, making them new again. We assisted in writing the adaptive reuse criteria. Distillery District was number 1, and we were number 2 on the roster of kind of getting that done. So yeah, as things progressed, it gave us an opportunity. When we've had this place for a while, it was traditionally farmed because we just thought that was the way to go. But in our hearts, we kind of knew that wasn't the right direction because we could smell the chemical spray, and that's sort of what led to this whole process. Is all right, we're going to get rid of all the chemicals, no more chemicals in any capacity, 100% organic. If it just grows up and becomes trees and a wildlife preserve, so be it. And so the creatures have come back in droves. It smells better, like the creek is healthier and things like that. And that's sort of the tie-in with my day job. Is now we're looking at we've got a place for the Lexington Farmers Market, so they set up every Tuesday and Thursday. There's seed leaf, so it's this whole like symbiotic circle of, all right, we do have an industrial commercial property, but we're bringing organic farming to the city, which is what's massively needed. And I don't know, that's kind of the day job general direction we're headed.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I helped Chad with some bookkeeping, and also we have a little passion project in Winchester. It's the Engine House Pub and Pizza Parlor. It's I worked there in high school and college. It's like the oldest firehouse in Winchester, and so we play over there sometimes as well.
That's amazing. And that kind of leads into my next question.
Sure.
What inspired you to work with Seedleaf?
That was, so when we first decided to shift from traditional farming, we were looking at a possibility of someone else coming in and basically giving them the opportunity of, we're not going to charge anything, just take it and run with it. However it ends up is fine with us. There's absolutely no expectations. And so we just kind of reached out and started chatting with Christine, who is absolutely amazing. I don't know how she does her job. I don't know how she fits in sleep. But Christine has done a wonderful job of the initial utilization of the property. Seedleaf kind of started as an urban project, and now that we're moving into the rural, there's a lot more space because there's a lot more, growing into. And yeah, I have big hopes for them. We've tried to support in every capacity with Seedleaf, but they're just an amazing organization, and we like working with them.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, it's awesome. They're wonderful. Y'all are wonderful. I say y'all, they, but yeah.
What benefits do you believe Headwater can bring to Lexington, and how do you see this project contributing to those benefits?
Well, already, from what we've learned, it's providing families the possibility to grow lots of food that helps, like you mentioned, with food insecurity. We hope that Seedleaf can work with more growers and just everybody be able to utilize the land, grow food for themselves, grow food for your business, grow food for Lexington. The more the better, and there's so much food can be produced from such a small area, and I think we really need to get back to that, growing our own to supplement what we need, especially in these harder economic times.
Well, that's where Seedleaf can really come in and help, because so many people have kind of lost touch with how to grow food, and so they come out here and learn. They could even try it out, trials and errors, and then go do it on their property. My goal personally is I'd love to see eventually some restaurants buy into this and be able to show a picture and say, this is where your food came from tonight, and it's 15 miles up the road versus the average that American food travels is like 1,000 miles. Mm-hmm. And so to say, we're eating downtown and this came from 10 miles away would be absolutely awesome. So that's my own personal, I'd like to see that, because I like to eat, all the food here tastes better.
Yeah. I'd love to see that too. That's a great idea.
Are your doggies okay?
Oh, I'll check on them in just a minute.
We lost some animals.
They like the water. Anatolians go scatter.
So the fifth question, how does this project align with your values as a couple?
I like to eat and she likes to cook.
There's that. But we also we love animals, we love the land, and by eliminating the commercial spraying of the property, we personally have seen a change. Like I said, we're seeing rarer birds come back. I'm back here all the time, walk around, so I see these things. I saw the bald eagles. We'd never had them before. In the 2 years without spray, we've seen the indigo buntings and the American bluebirds come back. Those birds, they only eat insects. They don't eat seed, okay? So they need insects to live. If you're not spraying, you get more insects. That's, pros and cons to that, but it's a life cycle. And we're also seeing more dragonflies, more butterflies. We recently, this may be too much information, but found a tree frog in our toilet.
Oh wow.
I grew up in rural Clark County, and remember, still to this day, we can hear tree frogs out at my parents' rural house, the country, every night, in the summer, and we never heard those here. And then now, just recently, we're getting tree frogs that are falling out of the trees onto our roof, going down a roof vent and ending up in the toilet. I think it's great. Yeah, our values are we just want to promote good overall, and less poison equals good to us. So
Yeah.
Jill's the
Also,
steward of the place too.
using something that's just the two of us. We
Yeah.
can't farm that, all that acreage. We're very blessed and fortunate to have the land, but believe that sharing it it's just a good thing.
Yeah.
And we started small too. Jill is a steward of this property, and she started off with, I don't know, what did we start with, like 6 chickens?
Yeah.
And they were fun, and they were all named, and we had all the, and then so it just kind of starts getting a little bigger and bigger, and then it becomes, well, why don't we expand over here, because it's just being commercially farmed, and
Yeah, maybe one day Seed Leaf can incorporate having their own chickens or sheep or something like that.
that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. You guys have so many ideas. I'm gonna take them back with me. Like, so the 6th question: how do you envision farming contributing to a more sustainable planet in the future, and what kind of long-term change do you hope to see in addressing food insecurity through these efforts?
Good luck.
Well, like I said before, I think the more people that grow their own food, the better they're going to be, the better situation they're going to be in for themselves. I mean, I know just from growing potatoes, a row of potatoes can get you through the whole winter, if not longer. I've grown so many green beans before and canned them that they're still in my basement. It's a good thing.
Come here.
This kind of farming.
Rhoda.
Teaching, Seed Leaf teaches people how to do it, even in urban environments, in your backyard, on your patio, anything you can grow yourself. You don't have to rely on somebody else or the commercial farming system or big box stores.
And we've seen that a bunch too, and just like in Winchester, where you don't have access to vegetables, and the closest place that a lot of folks will have to go grab a bite to eat, and nothing against them, but it's not particularly healthy, is like a Super America or a CVS or something. And so this program ultimately, I think, allows people that don't have access to land to grow on, could possibly grow, but then they can also take that back with them, and it ends up going beyond food insecurities of like health insecurities, because the food tastes better and it's more nutritious. Yeah, and so there's a lot of pros to it. And the last step, and this is always what I kind of kick around in my own head, is, I joke all the time about, well, yeah, farm to table is wonderful. We love farm to table, but what I'm really looking for is farm to retail. I want farmers to be able to go to the point of selling their product and goods for enough money that they can actually make a living at it. Nobody nowadays is going to move to Fayette County, buy a place of 40 acres out of the gate at $15,000, $20,000 an acre, and that's pre-tractor and pre-house, all that, and possibly be able to farm it. So this allows, at least taking off the top, the cost of the land and the property taxes and things like that. So it frees people up to be able to farm and relieve some of those insecurities and some of those health issues. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and I hope that other people kind of get on board with it and allow utilization of the land. It's going to be absolutely, this could be a Seed Leaf, what Seed Leaf is doing out here could be a model nationwide, and I really hope it gets to that point of, look at what we did. All we did was provide the land, and then these people came, and it became this beautiful place where there's tons of food. And again, selfishly, I like to eat. So the stuff we get here is like, all right, as long as I get to come to the Congolese dinner at the end of the year, yeah, I'm good. You guys keep doing this as long as you want,
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It was good food.
I've never been.
Oh, man.
Is it good?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well, that's all the questions I have. But I did want to ask, what was your dog's name again?
This is Mona.
Mona. Say hi, Mona.
She wants to be front and center.
Hi.
She's got huckleberries all over. Look, she's been in the weeds.
She's a good girl.
Not supposed to do that.
Girl.
And
We're
then Leroy's wandering somewhere.
Oh yeah, I think I just seen him go.
Wanderer.
So there's Leroy, and then what was your goat's names?
Oh, Mater is the male goat. He's rotten. And then we have Della and Mary
brown and white stripe.
Jojo, Louise, Chadetta, and Itty Bitty Betty.
Oh, I love Itty Bitty Betty. Is that the runt?
Yes, Itty Bitty Betty. She's the runt. She had pneumonia when she was a baby, and we had to take her to the goat doctor, and then she had to stay in the house for about a week and sleep in the house in a little diaper. And
I bet you hated that.
I just hated that.
Oh,
It made
she's
us
the
bond.
sweetest.
So
She
yeah,
really
it
is
really
sweet.
made her super sweet, and she's just She's just my little sweet thing.
Originally, Louise was named Jill because the lady we got her from named her Jill, and then the other one Chadetta. And the reason she called her Chadetta is she said that it's always talking and griping and whatever, and so like they gave me its namesake.
Chad's known to talk a lot.
So
Not a bad thing.
So Jill changed it from Jill to Louise, and Chadetta still stuck. So we still got Chadetta.
That's hilarious.
And it's the worst one. It is so rotten. You pat her, and you get about 3 pats, and then she just starts headbutting you. Like, really?
Okay.
She's awful. She's the worst.
And they're fainting goats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh goodness, that would freak me out at first, but I'm sure it's
Well, they technically
fine.
they don't pass out. They don't lose consciousness, but they have a genetic anomaly where they can't process adrenaline normally. So any little surge of adrenaline, whether they're scared or happy, causes their muscles to freeze, and they'll get stiff and fall over. And they're still conscious during all of it. And many times I've watched them, they'll faint, and they'll just lay there stiff-legged, but just start eating grass. Like, well, I'm down here, I might as well snack.
Well, they've done it when you she'll come to the gate and she'll bring treats, and they come charging over. They're so excited, and then they just fall over.
Yeah.
Now we're not
It's
allowed
funny
to make
at
them.
first, but it breaks your heart sometimes.
We're not allowed to
Yeah.
make them intentionally faint anymore. I got in trouble. for
anymore.
that. Yeah.
By Joe.
He drove past them too fast on the lawnmower, and they all just
All 6, just upside down. So it's like no more.
not allowed to do that.
It doesn't hurt them, but they can, like, if they're up on a level or something, they can pass out and fall
Yeah.
off. Or
Yeah.
what we worry about is like if
The
there's a
creek.
creek and get scared and like flip over. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they are naturally they are a creature of prey. They're preyed upon. So you have to watch them. Our goat doctor told us, he said, they're just always looking for a way to die.
Oh my, that's not, don't tell me that.
But,
I know
yeah,
they get into everything.
get
They're so
into
curious.
situation. Come on, good. Mama! Come on, let's go. Come on, good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he hears you. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Come on.
No, there's still corn on the ground.
If they weren't by food, they'd be running.
We'll walk over here out of their view and they'll come.
Okay.
They don't like to be alone. Come on.
Thank you guys. I'm going to stop the video for now, but thanks.
Come on.